Before I show you how to create a rubric, I want to show you why you would want to use a rubric. So here I am in Canvas's speed grader. I've got my assignment over here and I've got my rubric over here. And I've set this rubric so that I can use it for grading an assignment. So all I need to do is read through the paper and then select the part of the rubric that best illustrates the paper. So I read through the hook. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like that. And I made this rubric. Like I created it for a class that I used to teach. And maybe after I read the whole thing, I'm like, oh, that's not quite what I wanted. So I'm going to say that's best described here. And you'll notice that it just fills in the number of points they get. I can also make a comment on that specific item that the students can then read. Or if, say, I didn't anticipate them doing something, I could assign any number of points directly without clicking on my rubric. So you can see that this is a pretty handy way to grade. So I'm going to show you how to set those up. So here I am inside an assignment. Remember, this is the global navigation menu, this is the course navigation menu, and this is the assignment itself. So I've gone into the assignments, and I've clicked on the assignment. Now I'm in here. Then down here, there's the place to add a rubric. I could call it anything I want. And that's beautiful. Now remember, when I showed my sample to you, there were three different kind of sections: the number of points, the rating, and of course a description of the criteria. Now if I hit this pencil, I can say whatever I want about it. That's kind of where you put your title. And if that's not enough, you could put a full description right here. And once I click on the update, you'll see how that looks for you and the kids. Now this is where you assign the number of points. I'm going to change this from 5 points to 10 points. And I don't like full marks. I like a really good long description. And an even longer description. I like to be very specific with my rubrics so that they're informative for the kids. Now 10 and 0, I want more. When I hit that plus sign, it gives me this. I can give whatever I want. It defaults to halfway in between. I could give a title or not. Same thing, it defaults to about halfway in between, but I can reset that to however I feel. And I could set up whatever I think I'm going to need to click on. Now, one of the problems with Canvas rubrics is that they're always in the same order. So I can add a criterion. I can do a complete one from scratch, or I can duplicate the other one. But like I was saying, one of the problems is that I cannot reorder these lines. There's a very, very difficult way that's all fancy that you could look up online if you're all fancy, but I'm not going to go through the steps. On this one, say I want to delete part of it, and I want it to be worth 20 points, 20, and then when I hit enter, it automatically redoes all those middle sections. You can choose whether you want to write freeform comments. You can choose whether you want to hide the score total. I don't know why you would, but seems like the opposite of the intention of a rubric. But this is the handy one. This is the one, if this is clicked, it makes it so that I can click on it like in my demonstration. And then once I click Create Rubrics, oh, it's going to give me a warning. The rubric has 30 total points possible. But when I set up the assignment, I only said 10. You could see that up here. And there's the total. So do I want to change it or do I want to leave different? If I click change, it will automatically change this. So I'm going to click change. And you see it's changed. Now it's 30. And everything is beautiful. If I notice a mistake, I can always edit it later or just delete it. Now, the other thing I can do is, if I want to reuse a rubric, I click on that and you could see some of the real rubrics that I've used in my life that tend to be much, much better than the sample one I just created.